You thought WhatsApp was safe, right? End-to-end encryption, private chats, disappearing messages. It's supposed to be one of the most secure messaging apps in the world. But what if I told you that cybercriminals and even law enforcement can still track you, your location, your habits, even your identity, without ever reading a single message? In today's deep dive, we're exposing how WhatsApp security really works, what cybercriminals exploit, and the digital trails you're leaving behind without even realizing it. Welcome to Trust Armor, your ultimate shield against financial crime, scams, fraud, and cyber threats. In a world where scams are evolving faster than ever, we arm you with the knowledge, tools, and strategies to protect your money, your identity, and your future. From Ponzi schemes and phishing attacks to white-collar crime and dark web deception, we expose the threats and show you how to stay protected. Let's get into it. Now, let's start by breaking down the big question. What exactly makes WhatsApp secure? WhatsApp is famous for its end-to-end encryption. This means your messages are locked down. Only you and your recipient can read them. Not WhatsApp, not Facebook, not your internet provider, not even hackers snooping on public Wi-Fi. Here's how it works. The messages are encrypted on your phone and only decrypted when they arrive on the recipient's phone. If someone intercepts it mid-transit, all they'll see is a scrambled mess. Sounds bulletproof, right? Well, not exactly. While the content of your messages is secure, everything around those messages is not. That includes your metadata, your usage habits, your contact list, your group activity, and even your IP address. And that's what both cybercriminals and law enforcement are learning to exploit. Because when you connect enough dots, even without reading a message, the full picture can start to appear. So if the messages themselves are locked tight, how do cybercriminals still manage to track WhatsApp users? They don't need elite hacking tools. All it takes is patience, basic knowledge, and a few clever tricks. Let's look at a few of their favorite methods. One of the most common tactics is social engineering, and it relies more on psychology than technology. You might receive a WhatsApp message from someone claiming to be a cousin or colleague. "Hey, I lost my phone. Please send me 10,000. It's urgent." You recognize the name and profile picture. It seems legit, so you send the money. But here's the catch. That wasn't your cousin. It was a scammer who cloned their profile using details they found on Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp statuses. This is social engineering in action, exploiting trust to steal from you without ever breaking a single security layer. Another popular strategy is phishing and cloning. You might get a message that looks official. Verify your WhatsApp account now to avoid deactivation. There's a link attached. The link leads to a fake site that looks exactly like WhatsApp. You enter your number and 6-digit verification code, and boom, they now have access to your account. Some attackers also create fake WhatsApp apps, especially on unofficial app stores. Once installed, this clone can secretly send your data to their server. Then there's SIM swapping. In this attack, a criminal contacts your mobile provider, claims to be you, and convinces them to port your number to a new SIM. Once they get your number, they can reactivate WhatsApp on their phone and control your account. But tracking isn't just about stealing credentials. It can also involve IP and location tracking. A hacker sends you a funny video or an article. Seems innocent enough, but the link is embedded with an IP tracker. The moment you click, they can log your IP address, your general location, your internet provider, and sometimes even the device type. Match that with your WhatsApp last seen and online activity, and they can begin to form a behavioral profile. When you wake up, when you sleep, when you're most active. And finally, let's talk about one of the most underestimated threats of all, metadata exploits. Even though messages are encrypted, metadata, the data about the data, is still accessible. It includes who you messaged, what time, how often, what type of content was shared, voice notes, files, photos, which groups you're in. Think of your encrypted message like a sealed envelope. You can't see inside, but you can see the address, the sender, the postmark, and even the size and weight. That's metadata, and it's more revealing than you might think. Now that we've seen how cybercriminals operate, let's ask a different question. Can law enforcement track WhatsApp too? Yes, but legally, and within very strict boundaries. Law enforcement agencies around the world use metadata to track suspects, and they can request this information directly from Meta, WhatsApp's parent company, as long as they have a valid warrant or court order. Here's what Meta can provide: account creation date, IP addresses from login activity, device information, message timestamps, group participation, linked numbers, last seen status, all without accessing the actual content of your chats. And that's often enough to trace criminal activity, identify suspects, and build a case. The big difference? Law enforcement operates within legal boundaries. Cybercriminals do not. Let's bring this home with some real-world examples. In 2021, Nigerian authorities busted a major advance fee scam that was run entirely through WhatsApp. Victims were lured into fake investment schemes with promises of high returns. Investigators didn't crack any messages. Instead, they tracked IP addresses, login timestamps, phone metadata, and coordinated that with financial records. The result? Arrests across Lagos and Abuja. Another case in Europe, a cross-border drug trafficking operation was uncovered. Law enforcement used WhatsApp metadata to monitor group chats, track frequent late-night activity, and map out travel patterns. They never saw the messages, but they saw enough to shut the entire network down. Now let's zoom in on something even more relatable: the everyday risks you might be ignoring. Here are some mistakes users make all the time: forwarding unknown links, leaving WhatsApp web active on shared devices, sharing your live location in a group, using weak phone passwords, keeping your profile picture and status public. Each of these is a small crack in your digital armor, and attackers love small cracks. You don't have to be a criminal to be a target, you just have to be careless. So, what can you do? Let's wrap up with a few smart ways to protect yourself on WhatsApp. Enable two-step verification, 2FA. Go to Settings, Account, Two-Step Verification. Add a 6-digit PIN to protect your account. Never share your verification code, even if it's someone you trust. If someone asks for it, it's a scam. Check for linked devices. In WhatsApp Web Desktop, log out of any devices you don't recognize. Use a strong phone lock. Biometric or password protection is your first line of defense. Turn off auto-download, especially in groups. Malware often hides in images and videos. Limit profile visibility. Make your photo, status, and info visible to contacts only. Be cautious with groups. Anyone can add you. And not every group is what it seems. These small steps add up to strong protection. So, can cybercrime track WhatsApp? Absolutely. Not by cracking your messages, but by everything around them. Your digital behavior, your patterns, your habits. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like, subscribe to Trust Armor, and drop a comment below. Stay safe on WhatsApp. Until next time, stay sharp, stay secure, and protect your digital life.